Y'all Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the F Y'all Podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright, and as always, sitting next to me is the one and only, the legendary Mr. C.T. Fletcher, and today we got a special show for you. We are doing a review of The Smashing Machine, but if you saw CT's post the other day, you saw he had put the call out looking for a young man who had waited for him at the VA hospital for about 45 minutes just to get a picture with this old motherfucker. Why, I have no idea. But guess what? The young man was found, and I'm going to let Pops take it from here so he can introduce Michael to the F Y'all Podcast listeners. Pops, take it away.
Absolutely, it is. I am so happy because, it hurt my heart not to be able to take that picture with you. Because usually, I know you go to VA a lot. The blood draw is fast. You go in there and get your blood drawn and come right back out. So I said, okay, I'll be right back. Yeah. And I hate it, that I was, because normally it's real fast. You go in there and get stuck and come back out. But with my heart condition, I have to do some special stuff. So it took him an hour. And when I came out, my son told me, man, Pops, he waited 45 minutes to get there. And I was like, oh, shit, that fucked me up. I wanted to, because it's so important to me that somebody would take that much time out of their day just to take a picture with my old ass. I ain't nothing special, nobody, in my opinion, less than nobody. And for you to do that, that meant the world to me, Michael. I just wanted you to know that. And I'm so happy that you're in the studio today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It wasn't it wasn't just about, the picture wasn't for me,
Mm-hmm.
Like I was telling you, it was more to thank you.
Mm.
Like I said, just your words, the ability to be able to hear you throughout the years, you've given me a lot. So it was just my chance to say thank you. And I just wanted to take it because I had it. So that's really all I wanted to do. The picture is for my wife.
Well, thank goodness for her.
You'd be amazed how many stories like that I've heard over the years since I've been hanging with this old bastard. But to see the amount of, especially grown men, that have been touched in some way by his words, his actions, and all of that stuff, is amazing. Like I said, you see big swole ass grown men in tears. Just like, CT, you saved me. You helped me through this. You got me through this. Like, I always ask him, does that part ever get old? And he was just like, nah. Sometimes he still act like he's in disbelief by it, that people want to talk to and shake his old ass hand. But I hope one day, Pops, you realize the effect that you have on people. And you may think that it's nothing or you haven't done anything, but you have touched so many people all over this world with just you being you. Especially seeing young men like Michael sitting over here that, just want to come and tell you thank you for the work you did.
It's amazing to me. Of course, Mike's a veteran like me, and I try to go above and beyond for veterans anyway, because it's especially these days, veterans is, and we got to stick together big time. It's getting some troubled days for us veterans now, but like that. It was one time. I mean, I try to do this all the time. When I post that videos, other people still, hey, CT did it for me. CT did it for me. And, I figured that's the least I could do. But it was one time I'm at the VA, and it was right after I had my heart attack. And I was so fucked up. My wife was pushing me around in a wheelchair. And I couldn't even sit up in the wheelchair. I was bent over, my head between my knees, and I was in so much pain.
Damn it, I had a good joke for you.
Damn it. Hey, tell it after I finish this shit. Anyway, I can kind of figure out what it's going to be. Anyway, my wife pushing me around the VA in the wheelchair, and somebody said, hey, CT, can I take a picture with you? And I couldn't say anything. I was so fucked up. But my wife said, hell no.
See, that's what made me not want. And I told my wife, I was texting my wife. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna bother him.
But yeah,
I gave you a hello.
Yeah.
But I did want to just give you that thank you. Yeah. But I didn't want to slow you down either. I was like, nah, he's here for his own reasons. I'm not. That's
but
not my
you
lane.
definitely see that was very different. I mean, it's obviously I was incapacitated. He didn't care. He wanted his
people
picture.
don't care.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't trying. Like, I understand. For me, it's your celebrity. I get it, and I mean, I wouldn't want someone. I'm trying to get my blood drawn. I don't want someone coming up. Hey, let me snap a picture with you really quick. And my wife's like, "Why didn't you wear your Metas? You could have done." I'm like, "No, like that's way too much. Like, I'm not gonna do all that. Like, I just wanted to let you know, hey, thank you for what you do and being authentic. That's the truth that no one can ever replicate about you is your authenticity, and then you're doing what you say you're doing."
That's that. I was raised like that. But that's my dad used to tell me if a man's word is no good, then he ain't no good. Just straight out. That's the way he used to say it. If your word is no good, then you're no good. So it means I'm an old motherfucker. So that your word means everything to me. If you
old as fuck.
If you give your word and then don't keep it, then you're not a good man according to Reverend Fletcher. So. That's important to me, but the fact that you were there. I mean, I want to all the. I'm not a celebrity. First of all, let me make that real clear. I always tell. I was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I say, "Hey, no, I'm fucking you. We the same, man. We are absolutely the same. As fuck celebrity. Celebrity don't. Them motherfuckers get on my nerves. Motherfuckers. If you think you're above anybody else, you're full of shit because you are not. If you think that you're something because you got a following or people see you are not shit. If it wasn't for the people that are following you or buying your products or whatever, you wouldn't be a motherfucking thing. You wouldn't be shit. They are the important ones. You ain't shit. I ain't shit. But I really appreciate it so much, and I had to. Like I told you, if I got to come to your house, I'm going to take that fucking.
I didn't want to make you do that. I live far. So
yeah,
would have did it.
Yeah,
I probably would have the driver's.
That's right. I'd be like, "Come on, G's, let's go out here to Lancaster."
yeah, we took a hike. But no, I appreciate it. I'm very humbled by it all because for me, I just wanted to say hello and thank you.
Yeah, he texted me a little while ago, just like, "What time we record today?" It's like, we got 2 shows back to be. He's like, "Man, I'm supposed to be meeting Michael at the gym." I'm like, "Tell him to come on the podcast. He can sit on the couch and talk a little shit with us." And I'm glad to know that you have seen the Smashing Machine. But before we get into that, and Pops, you reminded me of something last week. I want to take a second to thank all the guests that we've had on this show.
Oh man, yeah.
We have had and I'm gonna forget people because we've done almost 50 episodes so far. But everybody: Terry Crews, Bill Goldberg, Ronnie Coleman, Flex Wheeler, Diamond Dallas Page, Shane Taylor, Stevie Ray, damn it, Michael Beach, Michael Jai White. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting a ton of people, Pops. But if you are seeing this and you took time out of your day to come on the F Y'all podcast, and this is the other thing. All those people who have been on this show have not asked us for a dime.
We didn't have a fucking dime to give them. That's one thing. But yeah, that's super important. So if you see a guest on this show, they did it out of the kindness of their heart. So that fucking means, the world to me and this old bastard. Right?
Michael Hearn, Samoa Joe, David
Kong.
Otunga.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Saul?
Midwest Kong, right?
Yeah, Midwest Kong. Absolutely.
Craig Munson. Let me give a special thanks to Craig Munson because Craig Munson came on this show. That was the first episode that I really think put us on the map. That Craig Munson interview, and you guys have been asking for Craig to come back so many times. And Craig will be back. I just got to work out the dates and the time, but we will have Craig back on this show. You guys love Craig Munson. But everybody that's been on the show, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, AJ Mana, Shane Taylor, AEW Wrestling, And everybody I got to interview when I was at StarCast, everybody from Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Mickey James, Mark Henry, all of these people that we have been in. Stevie Ray was with me.
Yeah.
So,
he was on the podcast.
He was on the podcast. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I understand that you got Dr. Mo, Dr. Nuremberg. We've had some amazing people on this show, and I just want to say thank you, because this show would not be where it is right now without you guys. We are so close to hitting 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we can't do that without you guys. So please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the F Y'all podcast. Now, with all that mushy shit out of the way, let's get into it. Oh, Stephanie Arnold.
I would be remiss.
Yeah, Stephanie Arnold has helped put a lot of stuff in motion that's going on that you guys don't even know about right now. And when the time comes and everything is completely set, we'll let you guys know what CT has coming up. But Stephanie Arnold was a major part in that. So we want to make sure we thank her as well. And I know I'm forgetting a bunch of names. There's been so many of you guys that have came on this podcast, but thank you guys so much. Now, they cannot leave out Kim Nelson Wright, my beautiful, lovely wife, who took the information that Stephanie gave her and ran with it. But again, that's going to be a whole episode we'll talk about once Pops is ready to talk.
A couple episodes.
Yeah, when CT's ready to talk about that and put it out there, we'll let you guys know what that is. But no, it's
huge.
Big news. Now, we had a chance to see the Smash Machine. I went yesterday and saw it, Pops. I think you went a couple of days ago and saw it. We're going to try not to do too many spoilers for people who have not seen the Smash Machine, but Solomon, leave that image up right there because that's where I kind of want to start at.
Right.
The biggest thing you will notice when you watch the Smashing Machine is Dwayne Johnson's performance as Mark Kerr. When I tell you this man transformed into Mark Kerr. Now, I like MMA, but some of the early days of it, I know who Mark Kerr is, but I wasn't totally familiar with his story. So after seeing the Smash Machine, I went back and looked up a bunch of interviews and watched some stuff on him. When I tell you The Rock nailed this brother down packed from his mannerism to his speaking patterns, amazing job by Dwayne Johnson in this role. This is probably one of the best roles that I've seen him in. He's an action star. We get it. We've seen him in all the Fast and Furious movies, all the action stuff. But this was a totally different role that he jumped into. And in my opinion, he did an amazing job. Pops, I'll let you take it from here. What did you think about just The Rock's performance as Mark Kerr in this movie?
Well, his physical transformation, the physical transformation is one thing, but it was incredible. Physical transformation was incredible. I mean, they used some prosthetics on his face, and it
was around his eyes because I noticed it was like his eyebrows or something looked different. Yeah.
He looked fucking like Mark Kerr,
especially when he shaved his head.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. Damn.
He gained weight, gained 40 pounds, big as fuck. You think you've seen? He was big as fuck, tight. Back. I thought he looked fucking fantastic, but the physical transformation is not nearly compatible to the level of his acting transformation. I mean, he went from Tooth Fairy to being able to fucking be a leading man in any type of role. He showed that his range of acting capabilities is, on a new level. He opened himself up to so many more. Before he was a little typecast as the action superhero. He's got to be an action superhero. But I mean, he can do any fucking thing now. He proved himself that he can do any fucking thing.
I think in this role, he proved a lot of people wrong. Like you said, they got caught up in that whole he's an action star, or he's not a great actor, blah, blah, blah. If you watch this movie and really watch it, his acting, top tier.
Next level.
They're already talking about an Oscar-worthy performance.
Fuck yeah.
Now, the big thing for me with a lot of these movies is the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of movies, boxing movies, MMA movies, the fight scenes can be a little over-exaggerated. So you being a long-time MMA fan, what did you think about the fight scenes in this movie?
Well, I think they did absolutely the right thing by bringing in real fighters to do some of those things. I mean, Bader,
Oh my
Ryan
God.
Bader. I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything else, but I don't know. I don't know how large his acting credentials are, but he fucking did an outstanding job in this movie. And of course, Boss is Boss Rutan, and Emily Blunt. She's the consummate professional, and her chemistry with Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. If them two wasn't married already in real life, y'all was a little too good. I'm gonna tell you that chemistry is a little bit too good. And I think so. Michael, you've seen it. What did you think of the acting?
Yeah, it was
The Rock's acting.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought seeing him docile like that.
Yeah.
Like Mark Kerr's personality,
Yeah.
kind of soft, was very different. And then, like you said, that chemistry between them, that like toxic
Yeah, man.
relationship they had going back and forth was kind of cool. And then to see him, I've worked in addiction, so to be able to see him kind of battle that out and kind of
Okay,
string
so
it along
you
and
worked
come
in
with
addiction.
it.
How do you think he did in portraying his addiction part of the role?
Right. Yeah, the excuses, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I'm only using it for pain. I'm only using it for this. Oh, you see, I'm okay, right? That's the classic, just kind of addict mind that you see him kind of portray, and then to see him kind of struggle after to stay sober, and how he's like, oh, I'm gonna call my
Yeah.
sponsor.
She was pissed. She was pissed at him putting the ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this part of the movie, I mean, for me, being at one time a pretty high level athlete in the field that I chose, of course not MMA, but in the field that I chose, those scenes before him getting ready for a big fight and his relationship with Emily Blunt, or his girlfriend in the picture, I lived them scenes. And so it was extra, emotional for me, because I'm like, God damn, I've been in his. When he told that guy, well, I won't tell y'all about the movie. I want you to go see the motherfucker.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
But I tell you what, I felt every fucking ounce of that. I've been in that situation where the woman you're involved with just doesn't understand. She just does not understand what the fuck you're going through, and what it takes for you mentally to get ready to do something like that.
What's called codependency.
Yeah.
In when you're talking about substance use, that's that codependency. She needed to be needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But she said it.
Yeah.
Part of it was she said it.
Yeah.
And, not going
I
to get
don't
that part
like
of the way.
this. Yeah.
Right.
But for you, like you said, you didn't do MMA, but you competed at a high level. What is that process like to lock in? When you just lock in, what's that process like?
Man, I'm sure there's so many athletes. They don't have to be a world level competitor, because from the beginning on competition day, don't fuck with me. Don't ask me shit about shit. And that's from the first competition to the last competition.
Oh, so it's always been.
Yeah, oh hell yeah. On competition day, you don't want nobody fucking with you. And I don't care, and I'm sure any athlete, I don't give a fuck if you're a high school track star, marathon runner, gymnast, whatever the fuck, tiddlywink motherfucker, whatever the fuck you do, on that day of competition, you do not want anybody fucking with you, because for me, that bench press contest, that was a matter of life and death. Fuck yeah, because I'm willing to go out there and fucking die if necessary to win this shit. Yes, it's that fucking important. Is that little plastic trophy that important to you? That's what the the woman or the observer was, yes, motherfucker, it is that important. I'm willing to die for this shit. And I fucking, and I'll go get your goddamn donuts after this contest, but I ain't gonna get them up. I mean, I gotta tell this. I'm on the way to a fucking, Michael Hearn don't know about this, but the contest, I'm on the way to California State Championships. First time I ever met Michael Hearn.
This is the first story we told last week. Okay.
The Michael Hearn contest, when I first met Michael Hearn, I'm on my way to the championship, and the young lady, who was my girlfriend at the time, she wanted some donuts. Now, I'm on my way to California Championships, face Michael Hearn, and show everybody I'm the baddest motherfucker in the state of California. She wanted some fucking donuts. She wanted me to stop at Winchell's or whatever the fuck it was on the way to the contest.
Okay.
I said, look, baby, I'll get you some donuts after I weigh in, after I get my gear check, and we can go back and get the donut. She just looked mean, just upset. She was mad.
No, that look.
Well, I don't see why you can't just stop and get me a donut right now. I said, God damn it, because I'm going to weigh in. Shit, I'm getting ready to go weigh in for this shit, and this shit is important to me, and I don't need no goddamn donut distractions right now. And she was mad than a motherfucker when I said that shit. She told me, I'm on the way to the championship, she told me, I hope the weight fall on your head. Oh my God. There was a scene in the Smashing Machine that was similar to that, and Rock lost it for a minute, and hey, I felt every motherfucking morsel of that scene. I felt just like that motherfucker. I was ready to crash my own car into something just so I could hurt this motherfucker. Yeah, it was. So I related to the movie. I know everybody ain't gonna relate to it as much as I did, but I was, oh my God. Because I also, before my powerlifting career, I was fighting in these karate tournaments. I first met the Taibo Billy Blanks at a tournament in 1980, I believe it was, at the International Karate Championship. Billy Blanks was fucking people up left and right. And this time we both in the middleweight class. But anyway, I know how it is to fight also in front of for me, that was a lot of people. The Long Beach arena down there was fucking full of people. And that, to me, that was, it's nerve-wracking. And I didn't want nobody to tell me shit, ask me for shit, don't fucking even breathe in my direction. I'm trying to lock in on this shit. So I felt the movie probably more than most people. I know Mark Henry loved the movie also because he's a fucking world-class athlete. He's a Olympic athlete. Won the world's strongest man, and I'm sure he had some fucking moments where his other or significant other probably couldn't understand the importance of what he was about to do. Because I'm ready to lay down my life for this fucking shit.
And I think that's the part a lot of people can't relate to. Even
Absolutely.
me, like I played football, I've done my thing, but none of that shit I was willing to die for.
Yeah.
And so when somebody tells you they're willing to die for something, and it may sound crazy to somebody on the outside looking, you willing to die weightlifting? But you got to have that thing that means that much to you, where you willing to pour everything you got into it. And that was the one thing I picked up from the Smashing Machine. Listening to Mark Kerr's story is just, he was in that same mind. He was willing to do whatever he had to do to be the best in his field. And if that meant going out there and dying, then that's just what it's going to be. But like I said, for those of us who, like I said, I've had a lot of things that I love. The only thing I can say I'm willing to die for is my family. Outside of that, I ain't going to say I'm willing to die for no weights and football and none of that shit. So when you run into these rare athletes, and I think that's the part that sets you guys apart from everybody else, from us normal people, is like, are you willing to put your life on the line? And I've heard so many athletes, whether it be football players, basketball players, fighters, weightlifters, all of this is like, if I got to die doing this shit to show that I'm the one, the best, then that's what it's going to be. And I think, even though I've never been in that situation, the movie was so good, the cinematography was so good, the way they shot it, the acting, it still pulls you in, even though you may not be
Absolutely.
able to relate. I can't relate to Mark Kerr's story. There's some aspects I can relate to, but even though there were certain parts I couldn't relate to, the movie still sucks you in to the point where you're just like, oh shit. For me, my only knock on the movie, and I get it's a movie, so they can't put everything in there, but you could tell there was a lot of stuff of his story that was left out of there. And I'm so interested to learn more about him now because of this movie. That's why when I got home yesterday, I just started researching the man like crazy. Like, okay, I got to know more about this, got to know more about that one. But the other thing I want to talk to you about, this is start of some of the early days of MMA. Do you think they captured that early aspect of MMA?
Absolutely. I mean, real MMA fans that go back a long way remember the days of Pride. Pride Fighting Championships was woohoo! It was off the hook, and a lot of people. If you go way back, like I do, you're old enough and shit and crusty enough to remember those days. Then they captured the fuck out of what Pride was back then, and the cinematography off the hook, direction off the hook. It was just so. It was like going back in time. You know, it was like, oh well, fuck, this is like I was a youngster looking at this shit. Well, young compared to I am now. It was really, really something else to be transformed back in time. The whole movie was. I'm like reliving my youth through watching this movie.
We touched on Ryan Bader's performance as Mark Coleman, but I want to go back to that because I don't hear a lot of people talking about his performance.
Yeah.
We know Ryan Bader's an MMA fighter, but his acting champion, as Mark Coleman was top notch.
Yeah.
Like to me, outside of The Rock's performance, Ryan's performance really, really stood out to me.
Way up there, yeah.
And I've watched a couple of other reviews, and I don't see a lot of people talking about Ryan Bader's performance in that movie. Ryan Bader, kudos to you,
absolutely.
sir. You did a hell of a job capturing. So the theme of the movie is dealing with more of his addiction, overcoming the addiction. The pain aspect of it is, I don't think a lot of people understand what fighters have to deal with on a daily basis. And not saying that everybody goes to the drugs aspect, but it's somewhat understandable with the amount of pressure they put on their bodies with this fight, constantly getting, I mean, how many times can you get punched in the face, punched in the body, kneed in the head, all of this stuff where you're not going to be in some kind of pain, and to see him get that addiction just kind of grab him and to see where it led him. So it's a movie. It's not just to me, it's not just an MMA movie.
No.
It's not, and I think a lot of people are getting that mixed up, thinking it's a movie all about fighting, and it's really not. Because if you look at a lot of the fight scenes in the movie, they are very condensed. Because it's not necessarily about his MMA career. It's about the man, Mark Kerr, and all the things that he had to overcome to get to where he, get to the top of his sport, and then to see where he is now, just as an older man. I think he's 58 or 59 now.
Behind the scenes, it's the story behind the story that you don't get to see, that the normal MMA fan doesn't get to see. What happens at home, and and what the price that is paid for him to be in that ring or octagon on fight night. What the price that's paid to get there is a lot about what the movie is about, and that is what any fan of movies, they don't have to be an MMA fan, is going to appreciate. That inside story, the behind the scenes stories of what goes on in the life of a top level MMA fighter or fighter, period, and what it takes, and those emotional interactions behind the scenes. Man, it is, people will never understand and really understand unless you've kind of been in that situation. And I think a lot of athletes, period, they don't have to be on that level, but they understand. I mean, you got a kid who's going to run in a cross country contest this Saturday. And, his brothers and sisters, his mom family, they don't fucking understand what it means to that kid. That kid is, it means everything to him. Everything to him. He's willing to, pass the fuck out there on that course, to try to bring home the victory. So it means the world to athletes. The small competition, big competition, it means the world to them.
People don't see the sacrifice.
Yeah, they do.
Like
That's
the hard work, the sweat, the cold.
Yeah.
You ever run in the cold? It's miserable.
Yeah.
Your toes are freezing, your hands are freezing. They don't see the hard work the birthdays you missed. Hey, I can't go eat burgers with my friends.
Yeah.
I know, like, I wasn't a crazy athlete, but I played in high school. I played high school football. But I remember, summertime, I don't get to go on vacation. I don't get to go have fun with you guys. I'm at practice 2 days and, and come game day, I don't want anyone bothering me. And same with my time in the service. We train, we get to deploy. I don't want to hear, hey, you got to stay back with us. Oh, no, I don't want. I want to lock in.
Shit.
Don't call me right now. I'll call you.
Yep.
Right. I need to lock in. I need to be here. I need to be focused. This is the thing I want to die for.
Absolutely.
That I'm okay to die for. So I think that a lot of people don't see that sacrifice or that part that.
And I think,
put the work in.
Especially nowadays, social media plays a major part in that, because you look at social media and you look at people you may look up to. All you see is the end game. Oh, they got this, or they're doing this, but you don't see the hard work they had to put in. I think of some of the actors we had on this show, and all you see now is, they're doing these big movies, this big movie. But then when you hear their story of how they had to start off doing local plays and nobody would show up, you don't see that side of the story. You just see the glamour and everything they got now, but not the struggle they had to go through to get there. Like I said, putting on shows and nobody shows up. Or going to an event, or, going to your local play and only your mom and your daddy.
Yeah.
It's like you don't see that part of it. And so I think stories like this is so important to show that so much more to the story. It's not just, hey, this is C.T. Fletcher and he's a bench press champion, but you don't know everything C.T. had to get through to get to that point of becoming a top tier weightlifter. And I think this story really portrayed all of that. Like it really put out there that the struggles, all the ups and downs, and I think there needs to be a good balance of showing the ups and downs in somebody's life story, not just all the ups and thinking. And it makes everybody think that it's easy. Shit ain't easy.
No.
Did you guys catch his addiction to winning?
Oh,
it wasn't just the fighting.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just,
I'm undefeated. I don't even think about losing.
Yeah.
That was to me, I was going to, one of the scenes in it, and this is a spoiler, so you got 5 seconds, cut it off. But the one part of the movie where his girlfriend tells him, well, you didn't technically lose.
Yeah.
It was a no contest. And he was just like, that wasn't good enough.
Right, yeah.
He had to win. And if he didn't win, whether it was a loss or a no contest or disqualification, he didn't win. That didn't sit right with him.
It doesn't satisfy that hunger.
And he couldn't and the part where he's trying to explain to her, that really hit me, because like he's really trying his best to explain to her and not be a dick about it, but just like, look, this is what it is. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm trying to lock in. And she just did not understand
It's impossible.
what he was trying to tell her. And he wasn't yelling at her. He wasn't cussing. He was just like, look, you don't understand, but I'm trying to explain it to you. And it was just like, that part really stood out to me, because how many of us have, not just whether it be a athletic event or anything, just anything you're trying to do and your spouse just does not understand why you put so much time and effort into this thing. You're doing it because you love it and it means that much to you.
Get over it. What do you mean get over it?
Not even that. Why are you putting the hours in?
Yeah.
She kept wanting the attention throughout the movie.
Yeah.
She would show up at his training and then he would like stop.
Yeah.
Kind of accommodate it. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to go. I'm spoiling the movie. But he goes back home.
I don't. After my famous donut, I hope to wait following your head incident, I was like, look, from now on, your ass staying at home. Fuck that. You're not ever going to another contest with me. So I understand with that one scene where he's like, hey, I need to do this shit by myself because your ass gonna be nothing but a distraction. And that was fucking killing her. That he thought of her as a distraction or something. But yes, motherfucker, you are a distraction. You are a big time distraction.
Well, Pops, let me ask you a question. How do you handle that though? Being a top level athlete and you have a family, because I've heard you tell those stories how you miss birthdays, all kind of shit. How do you balance, or do you need to find a balance when you're that top level athlete, but you still have a family that you need to take care of, and missing birthdays and shit like that? Like, it's, when you look back on it, do you feel like you had a good balance?
Yeah, because I had because what I didn't require that, back then I didn't, I only did contests that were within the United States. And I was, if it was on my kid's birthday, I wasn't going to that contest. So,
Okay.
and I stayed at the fucking, I stayed on trained to be a professional wrestler. I loved it. Everything was great about it. But when they told me I was going to have to be in a different city every weekend, miss my kid's birthday, miss it, say, fuck it, I stayed at the post office. I'm going to stay right here at the post office. And that's what I did for 28 years.
I worked at the post
office. Oh, yeah.
When I got out for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay right there.
Go right there off of Central to go do your interviews and everything.
Yeah. I used to be down there giving people the test. But I'm like, yeah, man, it was no question I was going to, if it took me away from my family and stuff like that, which fighting, professional MMA, wrestling, that's another thing that they have to overcome. But I mean, nobody wasn't sponsoring me. I wasn't getting paid to go to the contest. I had one contest where they actually flew me out, and that was Enzer's greatest bench press in America. And that was my fucking, I thought I was, he paid for my plane fare and shit and hotel room. I thought I was fucking on top of the world, man. You mean you gonna pay for this shit? Oh, wow. This is great. And that was one contest in my whole weightlifting career where I actually got treated like that.
All right, so Pops, my next question to you in the movie, how well do you think it captured gym culture, training, and just that fight night energy? You think it captured all of that really well as far as...
I think, they didn't spend a lot of time in the gym, not, I'm saying weightlifting gym, but the training sequence, especially, with Boss.
That's rude,
yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, of course it was authentic as hell because everybody knows and respects Boss Rutan for the legendary fighter that he is. So it was the authenticity that they brought to the training. I got to commend The Rock also for learning how to throw good punches, because he's a professional wrestler, and this is something and a skill that is probably outside of what he normally does. He's an athletic motherfucker. Obviously, if you've seen his wrestling, he's a very athletic person. It's a whole different skill set when you're doing MMA, and he learned it. He learned the moves, and he was very convincing at it. But they brought real fighters in to bring real authenticity to it, and I thought that was very smart on their part.
So the big thing with this movie, and The Rock put out a statement the other day addressing the low box office dollars that the movie is doing right now. So I think right now it's about $7 million that it's made since it's been out, which I think the budget for the movie was $50 million, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not resonating with fans as far as them spending their dollars to go out and see it. So, Pauls, I ask you, what do you think there's just a disconnect, or are people just not giving The Rock credit for this movie? Like, why do you think people aren't going out to see it?
Absolutely a disconnect, because they probably think that it's just a movie for MMA fans, and it is not. It's a movie for fans of good acting, period. If you're a fan of good Oscar-level performances, then The Slash Machine is a movie you should see. Of course, if you're an MMA fan and you haven't seen this motherfucker yet, what is wrong with your ass? Because of course, you're going to get so much out of it. And I know there's a fucking trillion MMA fans around the world. I don't understand why this movie is not breaking box office records, let alone having a 7 million debut. It's just
especially for a movie that they are saying is Oscar worthy.
Yeah, I mean that alone should make your ass want to go see it right there, whether you're a MMA fan or not. The acting is next level. It is next level. Boy, it was in one romantic scene where The Rock and Emily Blunt was, and I'm like, hey, is that motherfucker acting? I mean, I was like, boy, Rock, he been watching me.
Oh, damn.
I think you got that scene from me, right?
All right, so Michael, I ask you, what would you rate the Smashing Machine? What would you give it out of 10?
Oh man, it's tough. It's tough because for me, I look at things through a different lens, not as the athlete, but more like mental health, and because that's my background, it's my profession. So, I thought it was good. I think they just held back too much. I would say he's probably around that like 7.5, 8 maybe. But I think they just left way too much out where I didn't get to see Mark Kerr struggle as much. I wanted to see more of him struggling, because they kind of brushed through it. They introduced it to you and then kind of told you he did this but there's a lot of struggle that goes in between all that. Even kind of like CT's saying, there wasn't a lot about the gym. That's the struggle. That's where he builds character. That's where he builds himself. We didn't get a whole lot of that. And I think for me, I wanted to see a lot more of that.
I think for me, that was, I got a little bit of that as well, but I understand it. What it did was, if this movie was based off a book, I would have to go read the book, because normally the books have more of the whole story in it. And I get it. It's a 2-hour movie. And let me say this. It's a 2-hour movie. It doesn't feel like 2 hours.
No, it goes
It goes really fast. And that's how, to me, how intrigued I was in the story, because it was like, I looked up and I'm like, oh shit,
it's over.
The movie's over. But like you said, I did get the feeling like it was so much more to that story. But I also understand that it's a movie. It's only so much you can put into a movie. But what it did do is make me want to know more about Mark Kerr, the man.
It hooked me. Yeah.
And that's the thing where ever since yesterday, I saw the movie, I've just been pulling up old fight clips, old interviews, just more of his story, trying to learn more about this man, and to see people like Kurt Angle come out, finding out that him and Kurt Angle had wrestled years ago.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle beat him to get to the Olympics the year he won and broke his neck. He had to beat Mark Kerr to get there. So it's just like all of this stuff I didn't know, all these connections that this man has made over the years. Like, oh man, this man has lived an amazing life, and I didn't really know much about him other than, a couple of the fights I saw from back in the day. So yeah, it's to me, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's just, my thing is, not that it was a bad movie or anything, it was just so much more to that story that I want to know about this guy. And I know, but again, to be fair, it's a movie. It's only so much they can put in there.
Yeah, it was just, I wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I guess The Rock did his job, because he hooked me.
Yeah.
I looked him up, just like I was Googling. I was like, damn, I didn't know this about this man.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Mark Kerr. So he introduced Mark Kerr to the world, and that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what you already know, I gave him motherfucker 13. Because I related so much to the movie, and being an athlete, and the scenes between him and Emily Blunt, I done lived through that shit, so it really, really hit home for me. And I had an Emily Blunt at home, so I know I could relate probably more than the average person to it. So fuck it. But it was, I wanted more. The movie left me, that 2 hours flew by. I'm like, damn, I know it's not over, because I just wanted more. I wanted more. So
yep.
My wife gets antsy she gets like, I gotta move, I gotta be
Yeah.
that ADHD in her kicks up.
Yeah.
And when we got done, she was like, "Oh, what was that? An hour?" I'm like, "No, we're 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's late. We're going home."
Yeah.
You know,
2
it did
hours,
it did go by really quick. But another thing about the movie is it's not just for MMA fans.
Mm-mm.
I think if you really look at it as the whole person perspective of it, and I think other people do need to watch it because, like I said, for me, I sat back like, "Dang, that's codependency."
Oh,
Yeah. How many people battle with that?
absolutely.
Hey, that's addiction. Hey, that's this. Hey, that's that. So from a mental health perspective, I was kind of going crazy. Like,
Because
I could see
even
why
from
he goes
her
crazy.
perspective, like I think we've been a little hard on her. Like I understood part of her concern. Like, I mean, he was doped up and she was really trying to
Taking
get
care
through
of
to him. But there were also times when he was level-headed and she wasn't. And he's trying to explain to her, this is what I'm dealing with, or, this is why I'm so serious about this. And she just didn't get it. So it was like this constant headbutting that they were doing. And in a sense, both of them had good points, just they couldn't find that common ground to stand on to come together to make that relationship work. Because they did end up getting married and then end up divorcing, but to see that struggle they had in the movie is just like, I think if they really had taken time to really sit down and listen to each other, especially her to him, understanding, okay, this is not just a regular guy that I'm dealing with, right? Like, he's a fighter.
him too, right? Like here's the new, and I see this a lot. I've seen it not even just in addiction. I see this in regular therapy that I do. Is like I work with kids, high schoolers. So I'll see the parents thinking they know everything or thinking that they're helping in this way or that way, and they're not.
Yeah.
And with her, that's what her struggle was: is she wasn't important to help him. He was cool as long as she can help him.
Mm-hmm.
As long as she had her role, she was cool. But when she couldn't do the things, the little things like, oh, I can't make your milkshake right. Oh, I can't do this right. You saw it start to eat her up.
Yeah.
And then it kind of progressed. And you see that in real life. And that's what's so fascinating about it is you get to see the progression through her and that codependency kick up more. The kind of narcissism in her. Those different, like, sorry, I'm kind of geeking out.
Then
But
you get with your
that mental
girlfriend and
health.
she's pumping your head up about this and that, and
She's
just
cool.
yeah, it's. I really felt for him in that moment because The Rock portrayed it so well. Like I could feel that frustration he was dealing with, but also that pain is like she just doesn't get it. And I'm trying my best to make her get
Explain
it
to your ass.
and you just
But
don't
you ain't
understand.
it. I'm doing my absolute best to explain it to your ass, break it down in minute terminology so you can fucking understand what I'm saying, but your empty head ass can't see nothing. But, how can anything in this world be more important to you than me? And that's what she's basically her attitude. I just don't understand how can anything in this world be more important to you than spending time with me? Why can't I go to your fucking camp? Why can't I be a part? How can I can't help you. I'm a distraction. Fuck yes, you're a distraction, goddamn. Stay your motherfucking ass at home. But I just don't understand that. I can't understand that. I thought I was your best friend. I thought I was the counselor that you need. Why can't I be there?
Can I ask, you haven't dealt with that yet? Like in the way you blew up, the way that you have things going for yourself now, you've never had family members or people in your life that want to be a part of it, or maybe that did help you like as you went up. Now be like, oh, you don't need me because maybe you learned Instagram. Like you saw me struggling with it. But when you don't no longer need them for those things, you've never had someone kind of come sideways at you or maybe like, oh man.
That's why I gave it a 13.
Yeah.
Because I relate so much to that movie, more than the average person. That's why I gave it a 13. I'm like, oh, that's fucking me. You know what I mean? I know how you feel, Rock. Mark, I understand how you feel. I've been in that same situation. And you're doing your fucking best to try to explain to them how important this is to you, and they just cannot see how it could be more important than us. Oh, it cannot be more important than us. Well, yes, goddamn it, it is at this
particular moment. And that's the thing. I don't think he was saying like
no, not always.
It's more important every day of my life. But at this particular
moment, yes.
This is what it is.
This is the fucking end all to
cool
be.
Things for her. You know, he bought her that bowl.
Yeah.
Right? He thought about her.
Yeah.
Bought her the scarf thing. Yeah. Well, you know, but it just goes back to like people are so caught up in themselves.
Yeah.
That they can't see the bigger picture of things that are going on. And he kept trying to say that, like, there's more to this.
What got me was the one line that she said she said, it was easier when you needed it.
Right.
When she said that again, that like you said, the codependency, and she was like, it was easier when you needed me. So basically, as long as he is struggling and needing you then it's like it's easier for you to be there for him. But when he's doing better, why can't you still be there for him just in a different capacity than what he needed you before when he was doing drugs or whatever? Like I don't know. That dynamic is the thing that stood out to me the most out of that whole movie. So closing statements, let me just say this. Like CT said, like Michael said, it's not just an MMA movie. It is a movie about real life shit that a lot of people deal with. So if you're not going to see it because you think, it's just a bunch of fighting and all, trust me, it's not as much fighting in this movie as you think it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's about a man and his struggles with his career, his relationships. It's so relatable. So that's my closing remarks, Pops. You got anything?
It's the human side of the machine. He's the smashing machine, but very much has a human side. And the movie displays the human side. It was, like I said, a fucking 13 for me. What do you think, Mike?
I still give it that 7.5 at 8. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted to struggle. I want to see a struggle, you know, and I think that's what connects us as humans. We get it. That's what connected me to you. You know, I see your struggle. I saw, man, he had open heart surgery and he's over here lifting 100-pound dumbbells like they're nothing, telling me it's still my set. So for me, I'm like, you know, like Mike said, like, I'm this fat dude just trying to make it. Like, I'm relating to you, you know, and those are those struggles. Like, man, I see this guy doing it. I can get my fat self up and go do something. I got to go, you know, I got to push myself. So that's what I really wanted from the movie is just a little bit more of that.
It's important to have those people in your life. I tell people, like, you know, my story when I had the open heart surgery, you know, I remember calling him and all you was just like, you ain't dead. Like, you're not dead. Are you dead? Nope. Pops, I'm not dead. All right, then, damn it, we just gonna have to flip some shit up. Cause that was, well, when I had the initial aorta dissection, they basically told me at that point I had lost already 150 pounds, was in the gym, and then this happens in the middle of COVID. I was in the garage working out because all the gyms were closed, and I suffered the aorta dissection, and they were just like, no more weightlifting. You're done. Because it was just been too much stress on my heart, and then the aorta tear, they didn't want it to grow. And so they were just like, if you keep lifting, it could be a wrap for you. I remember I called him, and I was like, they said, I can't live no more. He's like, you ain't dead. We just going to change your plan up. And then we changed the plan up. I was able to keep lifting, but just, you know, keeping the weight really light, doing more reps. And so then years later, in April, when they told me I had to have the open heart surgery, it was just like, oh, shit. Like, it took me in such a depression. Now I got to go back and have another procedure in a couple of weeks. I can't do any lifting now. They're just like, you're done. And this is the first time in my life I'm trying to gain weight, and I cannot. I lost 40 pounds after the open heart surgery, so trying to put that back on has been a struggle. And so then it's just, okay, now you can't lift any weights till after we do this next procedure. So it's this constant, like, what is this shit going?
One step forward, 2 steps back.
Yep.
You know, we got to keep our faith in God, though.
Woo,
you know, I think
that.
that as long as we do that, right, we keep our faith. Because these are tests. These are things to keep us testing our faith.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
what I'm learning, like with my story, and people only know me from hosting this show with his ass, but to have the amount of people I've had reach out to me and was just like, man, I had the same procedure you had, and to see you just up and moving around has motivated me. I didn't realize how many people have had the same procedure I had, and they are fucked up, like really, really bad. Like, I've get so many people that send me their story, and I'm like, and when I get down on myself about this shit, because I still have those days where the fatigue is really bad. It's like you don't want to get out of bed, you can't do shit. But then I look at some of these people who have reached out to me just telling me how I've inspired them. It's just like, man, I can't even get out of bed today. And here my ass is up walking around doing shit. May not feel the best, but I'm able to get up and do some shit. And there's somebody out there that can't even get up and do the little shit that I'm complaining about that I can't do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, there clearly was a meaning behind everything that I went through. And so my goal now is just to try to help as many men as I possibly can. Go get your checkups. Go get your blood work done. Because everything that I'm dealing with now is just from years of being overweight and having high blood pressure. And even though I had lost a ton of weight by the time it happened, it was just by that time there was so much damage done. But it could have been prevented had I early on in my life did the shit that I was supposed to do as far as getting checkups and all of that shit. So my thing is now, go, brother, don't be scared of going to the hospital or go and see your doctor. Go to your doctor, see your doctor, let them check you out, get your colonoscopies, get your blood work, get all of that shit done so you can find out if there is anything going on with you. The earlier you can catch it, the better off you'll be. Now, before we get out of here, Michael, since we got you on the show, I do want to kind of do a lightweight interview with you and learn more about you.
Oh,
so we do this with everybody we have on the show. So let's start. Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man, I grew up in Pico Rivera, California, so not too far.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up there, went to the Air Force right after high school. Was kind of messing up a little bit there, making bad decisions. Had at least the goal to say, like, yeah, I need to get out of here. So did that for 8 years. Bounced around, went back to school. Got my degree in social work and started working in mental health. So I've been doing that. I graduated from SC. It's here somewhere.
There it is.
Yeah, so I went to SC, graduated there. Kind of just been doing that. And then, just being a dad, I brought some of my kids with me. There's a bunch of them. So me and my wife together, we have 8 together.
There you go.
So, yeah,
8.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
complain about my 4.
Well, I have 4. She has her 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, my beautiful wife helps me out with everything. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I work mainly with kids, but I've worked at Homeboy Industries for a short term, working in addiction in there with Father Greg Boyle for a little bit. I did that for a couple months, and then worked for DMH out in Crenshaw and in Watts, helping people there, and then now just working for high school.
How fulfilling is that line of work for
you? I don't get fulfillment in it, really, to be honest with you. It's not really that. I think that for me, it's more just like being able to connect and help people through things. I don't get joy in hearing like the stories or some of the terrible things.
No, I'm just saying the aspect of helping these people. Like,
yeah, I think for me so far it's been seeing the kids progress. Like I deal with a lot of foster youth, so seeing them actually want to finish through high school. Like I have one student right now. I call her my golden child because I'm like, man, you've struggled. Like her story is just amazing. So I'm just like, man, you're gonna graduate. You're gonna do this. So I think once I get there, I think I'll be a little more fulfilled. But I think like the mental health aspect, I don't know. I've never felt fulfilled by seeing people do well because I'm just there to help. I'm just like a stepping stone. I don't feel like CT says like I didn't do shit. I'm just giving you the tools or being there.
But you being there and giving them those tools are helping them.
Absolutely.
You got to understand that part of it because it might be some people that may not make it through without your help. And the fact that you're there helping them and just getting them over the top, it's a beautiful thing. You got to give yourself more credit, man. You are doing a lot of work that needs more attention compared to some of this shit motherfuckers get attention for out here. Yeah. But that kind of work is so important, man. So, Michael, I just want to commend you. Thank you for coming on the F Y'all podcast.
Thank you.
Pops, appreciate you putting that story out there. And once he told me he was supposed to be meeting you at the gym, I was like, nah, tell him to come on and come on the show. And I had a gift for you. I think I left it over there. I have to get that.
I'm just
I got
I'm
it.
humbled
I got
to be
it.
here.
Oh, man.
Hey,
man.
I didn't expect any of this.
No, I know you didn't, but
So this is a commemorative bag that
thank
CT had made. He did a collaboration with Wolfpack for Iron Wars. So we got you one of those, man.
I appreciate it.
I don't know if I got a marker or anything where he can sign it for you, but oh man. Ah, man.
Yeah, we
No
gonna
problem,
do more
man.
to take that picture.
Yeah.
Bag signing.
We appreciate you. I had one of those left. I'm like, well, damn it,
Oh,
let's
man,
give
I
it to Michael,
appreciate
damn it. So,
No, hey, thank you guys.
oh yeah, man. So we
didn't-
appreciate you coming on the show, man. And
so much, yeah.
Yeah, and as humble as he tried to act, that shit mean the world to him. So
Well, this means the world to me.
For you to do that, that does mean the world. I mean, I think that's why my old ass is still here. So yeah, it means the world to me. Thank you for being on the show.
No, I appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end this show like we do every show.
Fuck y'all.
It's the Podcast.